Welcome to the 3 Count Out Podcast, episode 2. That's right, we made another one. So good, you gotta at least do it one more time before we give up. My name is Era V1. I don't know, I guess I'm one of the hosts.
I'm Jackal Joker. I'm the hostess with the mostest, and I got a lot to get off my chest.
Yes, you do.
I am FGK, Fire Guy Kev. I am also your mostest with a hostess. I once brought a hostess into the Tiger Stadium, and they thought it was a bomb. That is not a joke.
No.
And I think we have one more in here.
Yeah, I'm Mike Swanee. I'm just a guy here with some opinions that are not going to be as intense as some of the others.
Yes, in fact, for those of you that did not listen to the first episode, first of all, you should definitely go back and do that. It was a great episode. Gentlemen, I heard it was, for a brief period of time, the #1 top release podcast on Spotify for at least the next 30 seconds until something else got put out after it. But we were there. We were there.
Absolute greatness.
We were there. But last week,
all I can offer.
Last week, we kind of established that...
30 seconds of greatness, that's all you get.
I'm leaving all that in. Last week we talked about the NFL playoffs that are going on, in fact, in progress right now as we are recording this Monday night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that don't know, I am from Philadelphia. We'll talk about the Eagles coming up soon. But the other 3 gentlemen on this podcast are Lions fans.
Yeah, buddy.
Proud
Lions fans.
Let me rephrase. Are fans of the brand new Lions. Gentlemen, how you feeling?
That almost murdered Matt Stafford, Taylor Higbee, and Puka all in one game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm going to give my little take first so that we can unleash the other two. Man, that game was a lot more physical than I thought it was going to be. And for Rams fans that are going, oh, the refs helped you. Shut up. You know, I mean, we have gotten that so many times. There was that very blatant offsides that they called a false start instead that would have easily given us another TD. You know, the rest were just not great in general. It happens more and more now than it ever has before. We won. We almost killed 3 people in the process, but we won. I do feel bad for Taylor Higbee because his leg almost became Play-Doh, and Matt Stafford was looking east and west at the same time after that hit. But the Lions won. Barely. Struggle at the end, but we won.
Damn right. And you know what? I would like to say this, even though it wasn't exactly a blowout in any way, shape, or form, I find it more exciting as it being like 24-23 than like 42-17. Sorry, rest in peace, Browns. Like, I don't know. I like close games. I love watching close games. Like, there was a Super Bowl, like, I can't remember which one. It's probably like 5 years ago. I think it was Broncos maybe, but like at the half, it was like 38-0, and you just check out. I mean, the game's over. It's not exciting. The build's gone. So, especially being like home field, like it's our team. I actually really liked that it was a 23-24 game because it was probably the best playoff game. It's going to be the best playoff game of 2024, unless we see how the Eagles do.
Yeah, I will agree. I will say right now, I agree with you 100% about the close games not being anything worth watching because the Pittsburgh Steelers are currently trying to come back out of the hole of a lifetime.
They are.
And as it gets closer and closer, I have it up right now. As it gets closer and closer, it's getting more exciting to watch. But I agree with you there. Close games are more fun to watch. They're just more exciting.
Although, it was great watching another team get absolutely blown out in their home field. But I want to hear what Jackal has to say about the Lions game because he was very, very vocal.
I've been waiting so long. To hear this. Jackal, the floor is yours.
And John, as you lay there motionless in the ring, I want you to listen to every single word I have to say. And you're a pretty good ass kisser. Not as good as Dwayne was, but you're still a good ass kisser of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Oh, whoops. Wrong speech, wrong bit. I apologize. If you sit here and you mean to tell me that in the same calendar week, I'm going to sit here and watch my college team and the Detroit Lions win a playoff game at Ford Field for the first time in the history of forever. If you would have told me this at the beginning of 2023, I would have looked you dead in the eyes and called you psychotic, crazy, a mark. I don't care. I would have called you some words, maybe some words that I shouldn't say for the podcast. Who knows? But the biggest takeaway from this is finally being able to be on the other side of a call in the playoffs and seeing the absolute meltdown that the Rams fan base is having. And I say fan base lightly because I'm talking about all 6 people that are actually Rams fans, because the Rams haven't consistently filled their own home stadium with maybe more than half of their fan base. I swear to God, the Lions can go play a game there now and they will have 75% of the seats will be Lions fans. Every single home game is an away game for the Rams because every single team they play against fills the stadium more so than actual Rams fans because they left all of their fans high and dry in St. Louis. So I don't even want to hear it from all the 3 Rams fans that I've been seeing on Twitter. And don't even get me started on any of those Vikings peoples. Skull, he took out TJ Hawkinson's leg, but he just did it to Tyler Higbee. That guy's a thug. He's a thug. Wow, really, Karen from Minnesota? I'm certain you want to use another word that you're probably too scared to use on your public Twitter profile, huh? Who fucking cares? Your quarterback has an ACL made out of Laffy Taffy. The bitch snapped, and all of a sudden you guys are sitting on the couch watching the Lions in the playoffs for the first time in forever, and you feel upset about it. You feel bad that the Lions came into your stadium. We won the division on your home turf. We did your stupid little chant, took a shit in your locker room, and left. Guess what, Minnesota? Deal with it. Guess what, Rams? Deal with it. Oh, they didn't call the third down. It was a pass interference. It was a late hit. It was a defensive holding. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have said it once and I've said it again. For years, I've been hearing it from so many different fan bases. Good teams rise above bad calls. Good teams rise above. Oh, it doesn't. You shouldn't have to worry about the refs. You should put the game away before that point. Hey, guess what, LA Rams fans? All 3 of you that are listening to the podcast right now, guess what? You guys made it to the red zone 3 separate times. Guess how many points you guys got? Guess how many points? Did you get? We'll play a little game together. Did you guys get 1 point? 2 points. 3. Oh, you got the 3. You got the 3 over and over and over again. You guys didn't finish any drives. Sean McVay decided to kick a field goal every single time. You guys are going for it. You had it 4th down and 5 with 4 minutes left in the game. Field position didn't matter. Sean McVay said, I'll kick it back to him. Here you go, Detroit. We'll stop you this time. Didn't fucking matter. Hey, guess what? Oh, yeah, there was no call. Your defense could have stopped us and forced us to punt. Your defense could have gotten a turnover. There were so many other things that you guys could have done, except now all you are doing are complaining about the one missed call. All of these fugly ass people I'm seeing on Twitter, all of these Ram fans supposedly crawling out of the fucking woodwork to defend their team that nobody I guarantee you, if this game happens before Stafford wins the Super Bowl, crickets. I bet nobody defends this shit, but now that they've actually gotten a Super Bowl in the past 3 years, oh my God, they're coming out of the woodwork. There's so many Rams, man, I didn't even know they existed. Get over it. Book your ticket to Cancun because you ain't coming to Vegas, and we'll see you next season. Bye-bye. Lions advance, playing the winner of Tampa Bay, Philadelphia. I'm about ready to pop a blood vessel. I think I'm going to call it there.
That was pretty good, though. I'd say you got your point across.
That was impressive, first of all. Second of all, do you feel better now?
Well, not yet. But I'm certain it'll probably come at one point.
That's fair. That's fair. There's plenty more games left to fuck it up.
You bring up Twitter, and I guess this is officially 3 and Out podcast has officially declared war on the Vikings fan base. Three counting out, not 3 and Out. Sorry, 3 counting out podcast.
You're on the podcast and you didn't get it right.
I know.
Man, good Lord.
Well, we've declared war on the Rams. We've declared war on the Vikings, and I just have a personal vendetta against the Chargers. I didn't know I had.
I'm okay with that.
Time.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Chargers, Rams, apparently they're interchangeable.
Same thing.
Those are all fights I'm willing to take.
Yeah,
They're all useless.
Speaking of Twitter, sorry,
There you go.
mentioned the Twitter thing. I don't use Twitter. Like I use it to like promote myself and this and that. But I'm never on it. I have spent probably like 80% of the day on Twitter just reading all the bitching from all the Rams fans and the Vikings fans. But my favorite thing has been just the amount of shit I'm seeing against Dak Prescott and these Dallas Cowboys is the funniest thing ever. I've been laughing my ass off all day, and I don't feel bad for him at all. It's just a chef's kiss, dare I say.
He choked. He choked hard.
There are few things in life that are certain. The Cowboys choking in the playoffs is always going to be one of them.
Amen.
They are one of the worst playoff teams in history.
Hey, while we're adding teams to have wars with, can we add the Dallas Cowboys in there?
Sure.
With pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, clearly
Okay.
they'll lose the war in
Yeah.
the end anyways, so.
We already put out a clip that just started with me saying, anyway, fuck Dallas, and then it's just a completely different take. So I was already planting the
I
seeds.
I mean, it is Detroit versus everybody.
I concur. I just know that I had a better weekend than Tim the Tap Man, Jimmy Johnson, and Brett Allen.
And
Come fight us, Tim.
who was the old guy at halftime that was
Jimmy Johnson.
That's Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, that
He's
was
like,
Jimmy.
Your guy's we win. You know you can do it. And you're just like, dude, you're gonna die. You're like 80. Are you okay?
Dude, he's got to be
You're
careful.
gonna die.
Gonna have a heart attack right there on the side of the field.
And I think he might have once the game ended.
If you have a heart attack while you're holding the ball, does that count though? If you keep holding it on the way down, you know what I mean?
No, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Lions. That's what that is.
As long as you get the first down, I think it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay with it. That's how I want to go. I want to go fucking like just Hail Mary deep into the end zone, and then I catch it, but I catch it so hard that it hits me in the chest and I just fucking stops my heart.
You just keel
Orders.
over.
And yet somehow, someone will still blame it on Kirby Joseph. That's crazy.
Listen. I got to work on my receiving game, because AJ Brown ain't going to do it. That's for sure.
Last week we talked about how I was going to be the most puckered man in Michigan, and I think this time the transverse is applicable here, as you are going to be able to turn into a diamond producing factory tonight.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, it's over. It's over. They're not mounting comeback. I'll call it now. Buffalo's winning this game.
Oh, yeah.
The game we're looking forward to is Tampa Bay Philly.
And the third 27-10. I think Buffalo.
Buffalo
pretty much
I
has
will
that.
Comfortably say that Buffalo will handedly win this game.
That Tampa Bay Eagles game, I feel like that goes one of three ways. And I'm going to say this before we let the Eagles fan loose. It's either Jalen Hurts chokes and somehow Baker Mayfield and the Bucs squeak by. The Eagles and Bucs actually get into a good match, which might happen, or the Eagles blow them out like 42-10, which is what should happen, because pretty much besides for AJ Brown, you guys have your whole offense back, right?
Yes. Currently, we have AJ Brown. He is out. He is out due to a undisclosed knee injury. They won't say what it is. He probably just fucking sprained it or something. He was actually kind of hopeful to come back, but then he just didn't practice and they have him out. But he is hopefully going to be back next week. The only other person that we have out is a safety, Reed Blankenship. He pulled his groin, so he's hey Reed,
and not in a good way either.
Hey, we don't know that. Maybe Reed's, who knows? Maybe he's getting
The
it.
hanky panky injury.
But yeah, so we
What
only
happens when you try Kama Sutra before the game?
yeah, so we really only have AJ Brown out. But I got my own I think I know how this game's gonna go. I think I know.
Feel confident?
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident simply because, gentlemen, I want you to look back to week 3 of the NFL season. Season, Tampa Bay versus the Eagles. In the beginning of the season, the Eagles were obviously creating headlines with the so-called brotherly shove the tush push. We were just fucking running the ball all around the field all the time. That's all we did. That's why we tush pushed all the time, because you just go forward. It's easy. So we won. We beat Tampa Bay during week 3. And I expect that tonight we're going to do the exact damn thing, because the person that is not out tonight is DeAndre Swift with 1,049 rushing yards this season.
Christ. Man's running.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's running. Nothing's slowing him down. Listen, A.J. Brown isn't out there. That's fine. We have Julio Jones. DeAndre Swift's going to keep doing his thing. We've beat Tampa Bay before. I think as long as the hype videos and, quite frankly, please don't hate us propaganda that the Eagles social media team has put out this week, as long as all of that is indicative of how the team is actually feeling going into tonight's game, I think we'll be just fine.
What's the Buccaneers record this year? I feel like I didn't hear anything about them, and then all of a sudden they're in the playoffs.
They are 9-8.
Christ.
As one of my favorite Jewish people likes to prominently say, they're mid, the dumpster fire of the NFC South.
Yeah, and they just keep on squeaking by because they're playing against bad teams, and then all of a sudden they started winning games against semi-decent teams. As long as the Eagles' defense isn't just, Swiss cheese again, I think Eagles handedly take it. All you have to do is beat the crap out of Baker Mayfield a couple times, put him in his place.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield, I think, doesn't he have injured ribs too? Wasn't that like a problem a couple weeks ago?
If for some reason the Eagles just absolutely blow it this game, I feel like that coaching staff has to get escorted out of that arena, because otherwise they're not making it.
As a point
I think those Eagles fans will eat them alive.
As a point of clarification, Mayfield has a listed ankle and rib injury, but he is still playing. So, Mike, you are onto something there. We just beat the shit out of him. Maybe we can force him off the field.
And who's their backup? Nobody?
Kyle Trask.
Oh,
Mr. Florida himself. Oh, they're in trouble. Baker Mayfield is unfortunately not the biggest playmaker on that offense, because they do still have two phenomenal wide receivers, mainly
absolutely,
Mr. Mike Evans, and that big bastard. You gotta watch out for him, because Baker Mayfield will just do the classic Baker Mayfield thing and just say, fuck it, Mike Evans down there somewhere, just heave it up and he will make a play for it. And unfortunately for Philadelphia, Darius Slay hasn't exactly been lights out, because one of my favorite storylines for this game, and I say favorite, it isn't something that just tickles me pink, something that gives Era sleep depression or deprivation. I don't know why I said depression. Is that?
I mean, I'm depressed too. I'm depressed too. It's okay. I mean, I do. Matt
Patricia is the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Matt Patricia was the reason why Darius Slay wanted to leave the Detroit Lions in the first place.
Could you imagine going to the Eagles and being like, this same bastard's here again?
He's following me.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I didn't know who Matt Patricia. Like, I knew who he was. Like, I've heard of him. Like, I didn't really give a shit about him until he got to the Eagles. And after watching him for the past few games now, keep it in mind, I'm no expert. I'm no football player. I'm just a dude that wanted to start a podcast, and now you have to listen to my opinions. But I don't like Matt Patricia. I really don't. I don't want him.
I agree. I concur.
don't want him. Every single fucking time, there's just a hole in the defense, and they just get right fucking through. And then it doesn't matter if your offense is good, because if your defense just lets everybody score, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if the game's fucking 100-98. You still fucking lost. So it doesn't I don't like Matt Patricia. I don't.
No.
No one does. Last time, you know that pain.
There's a reason we all dislike Matt Patricia.
I have a pen.
That's one of those things where, Lions fans, Eagles fans, we all agree.
I feel like right now, Lions fans and Eagles fans are kind of I feel like we're kind of in a similar spot right now. We've got teams that both have to kind of step up during the playoffs, and it sounds cliche, but the playoffs are, the regular season happened. This is the time where it doesn't matter how you played last time. All that matters is that you keep winning. I think as long as the Eagles can play like they did in the beginning of the season when they were fucking the best in the NFC East,
running it.
It's the same season, same players. yeah, different coaching staff, but like the foundations are all still there. Just fucking use it. And I think a lot of it, honestly, maybe just comes down to one or two shitty calls that they're able to just kind of take advantage of and get around, and then you can't make it up.
And that leads to a very interesting game tonight, and I am still firm in my pick, as I think Philadelphia unfortunately doesn't have that much juice, and I think Baker gets the upset, but I think everybody else is firmly in the Philly bandwagon, I believe. I'm the only one picking an upset, I want to say.
Let's go, Birds! Let's go, Birds! Let's go, Birds! Let's go, Birds!
I just want Mac to go home happy tonight. That's all I want.
I want to go home happy tonight. That's what I want.
That's not that much to ask for, to be honest. Mike, who did you have?
I did have the Birds, mainly because I want to see Lions-Birds next round.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Have the Birds come into Ford Field and have to deal with that.
Yeah,
and
also
I mean,
show up, too.
The Civil War of the podcast.
I'm about to say, they got this next podcast. It's going to be quite the deciding factor.
Yep.
If the Eagles
Yeah.
We're just going to yell at each other.
You sack of shit.
Fuck you. Yo, we should record, if it's Eagles Lions, we should record the next podcast during the game.
Bitch, they scored.
We'll just,
oh my god.
we should just release, like, maybe we'll record it in a different way. Maybe, but like, we'll just put it up somewhere. I was just like,
We'll mix it up. We'll do something fun.
if it's the Eagles Lions, we have to do something.
God, now I'm rooting for him.
So that leaves two games also happened over the weekend. A quick little recap on those. Houston, Cleveland, feel bad for Blast.
Rip.
But my God, CJ Stroud was just absolutely insane.
Yeah,
he was doing
we had
CJ Stroud things.
We had two quarterbacks that had a perfect rating this weekend. One was Jordan Love, the other was CJ Stroud.
They
were
had
just
the same stat line.
Yeah, just incredible. I mean, no offense to the Browns. I thought the Browns were going to put up a better fight than that. But like I said, old man Flacco forgot how to play football.
I'll take the blame for that. Blast isn't here, but I'll apologize to him. I put out a tweet on Twitter that said Joe Flacco still got it, and then he did not still got it. So I will take the L for that one, Cleveland. Yeah. My bad. Come at me.
That's on me. That's on me.
That's on me.
The immediate next two plays, he threw two interceptions. So
Joe Flacco still got it. Never mind.
He got Alzheimer's. He forgot where he was.
And then coach sat him down and said, Joe, you're supposed to throw it to your team, right? And he said, okay, I'm playing on the Texans. Here we go.
He went, I like pudding.
Hey,
that's right.
Hey, they were beautiful passes. Okay, they were amazing.
They were to the defense. Absolutely.
And then we take a trip, Don, over a little bit up north, a little back up and to the right as we see the Miami Vape Pens taking on the Kansas City Taylor Swifts in the Arctic Thunder Bowl.
Ooh.
God, I hope that's the name. Can we keep calling them that?
Absolutely.
Kansas City Taylor Swifts, absolutely.
The Kansas City Taylor Swifts. Hell yeah, baby. Just shake it off.
I think the world's biggest Patrick Mahomes fan. I want to hear Kevin's thoughts on this one. He loves old Patty Mahomes.
Oh, he's a Patrick Mahomie.
I am.
He is a Mahomie.
Big Taylor Swift fan too. Just want to see him sing. I want to see her play. And I want to see him sing.
Oh, swap the roles.
Yeah, I'd pay good money for that.
Hey, so would I. That'd be entertaining.
Could you imagine her trying to catch a route and just getting absolutely fucking drilled across the center? That'd be funny. Tragic, but fun.
Honestly, I actually really enjoyed the different vibe of that game. I loved that it was like snowed out and cold and everything. I was hoping this game would have been like that, but they actually cleaned off the Bill Stadium pretty damn well. And
they were paying people. Cycle. They were paying people to come do it.
Dude, the before and after is actually insane of how fast they got all that snow, and it looks like a clean ass field.
Dude,
there's still snow in the stadiums, but.
$20 an hour, I would have done it.
Fuck yeah, $20 an hour. I'm sure they got like food and probably a free ticket.
They were fucking. I think
with Josh Allen.
They were giving them fucking donuts, giving them Tim Hortons. Fuck yeah, dude.
I love you, Josh Allen.
I love you, Josh Allen. See, that's just my favorite thing.
Smooth transition back into Pittsburgh, Buffalo. After I asked you to talk about Kansas City, Miami.
I know, but how much you want me to say? I mean, Patrick Mahomes bitches and moans unless the referees are on his side, and then they win, and then they show Taylor Swift. There you go. There's a Chiefs game.
Plus, the first half of the Chiefs game wasn't even offense versus offense. It was a kicker versus nobody. Yeah. The first half of that game was just field goals. Everybody was like, Patrick Mahomes. It's like he got him to the red zone, maybe, and then he was like, "Go ahead, kicker." It's your turn, bud.
Shout out to every kicker and punter out there punting in the cold.
For the brand. For the brand.
Kicking a fucking rock. Good job.
That kicker was almost tearing his whole knee apart every kick.
Yeah, dude.
Sliding.
Gotta play a football.
Meanwhile, we have Josh Allen running like he's Michael Vick.
Josh Allen's a fucking freight tank. I love
know.
him. He runs like he is running from a school shooter.
He's a beast.
And not that I made it any better by comparing him to Michael Vick, but they were comparing him to Roethlisberger earlier, and I was like, do you really want to do that?
Ooh, I want to be. I don't want to be compared to that.
Who you want to be going for?
That legacy doesn't end well.
He's built like an ogre. I don't think he acts like an ogre, though.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference there on that one.
You know, fun fact, Ben Roethlisberger had a booze porn addiction.
Did he?
Oh, really?
He did. He did.
Oh.
They talked about it on McAfee.
Oh, that surprised me. Whatever happened to him? Did he just like...
Oh, he's probably...
I mean, I know what happened, but like...
He's probably getting subpoenaed right now.
Running for
It's like,
president
is
or some
that Epstein guy
shit.
still alive?
Yikes.
No, topical. Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Did you guys hear the, I think the last play of the game, Jordan Love did the, yeah, here we go, and then spiked the ball.
Yeah, here we go.
That's what they get.
I cannot take that anymore. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Shut up.
He is probably getting called all sorts of things right now.
That poor man. So where's he getting drafted?
Ooh, ship him to, feed me Dak to Atlanta. I think that would be real fun.
Well, that's what they're talking about for Justin Fields, probably, which is absurd.
His ass out of the division. I don't want him here.
The only offensive weapon the Bears have, and the Bears were like, get rid of him. It's his fault we lost. It's his fault you even had a shot at the division. Who are you talking about?
My God, that's stupid. That's coming from me. Although, if it does leave, like I said, I'm with Danny. Get him. I don't want to play him anymore.
Speaking of divisions, you want to know what my favorite division is? The X division in total non-stop action, baby. You like that transition? You like that transition?
Yeah. You guys were wondering the whole time, where's the wrestling? Here it is.
That was a Pat Benatar level of transition right there. That was
good. That was good.
I've seen a few things. I'm not sure if anyone else can confirm or deny them, but did WWE buy TNA?
No.
I think those were just a little bit of Twitter rumors.
Okay. I kept seeing them.
Yeah, because you get Bailey going to support her friends one time, and everybody's like, she's clearly WWE bought them. Like, no.
That was the rumor because TNA decided that they were going to not do pay-per-views anymore. They're going to the premium live event name, which...
Well, that's because they realized nobody's buying a $40 TNA pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, really. Like, I mean, I don't know why anybody's still doing pay-per-views. AEW. I think that's just why that rumor was there, just because it was PLE and everyone hears that and thinks WWE.
I think they also, whatever they're using to stream now is owned by Endeavor, or TKO or something. Yeah. They kind of have a hand in it. It's just I don't think it's the hand we think it is.
Yeah, but TKO is in WWE. TKO is just the entity above W. It's just embezzlement. Is all. That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Tax fraud.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's just a hole in our tax law, but I don't know. I'm not an accountant. But I'm excited. I'm excited for TNA. I saw Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, showed up in TNA. He also showed up in New Japan. Riddle showed up in New Japan.
Mustafa Ali is going to New Japan.
Yep, Mustafa Ali on his No, Jackal, this is a Mustafa Ali Stand podcast as he goes on his world tour. Mustafa Ali 2024.
Oh my God! My gimmick is that I have a glove.
That's not his gimmick. No. Now his gimmick is that he's Donald Trump.
Oh.
But like in a funny way, like in a haha, look at this stupid funny guy way. But he's just a heel. He's just a heel. That's all he is. But he's good. I've always liked the dudes that can be like the in-ring workers, like the Mustafa Ali's
that's just it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you forget that Mustafa Ali is better in the ring than 90% of the people they had him working with. Yeah. WWE decided to give him the shittiest gimmicks possible, and he still, for some reason, worked with them. Like, the dude is a workhorse. He's going to put on some absolutely incredible matches, and I am happy that we get people like him and Nick Nemeth not going to AEW for once. They're going and just running across the indies.
Indies are back, baby.
And I mean, they're putting TNA back on the map, which is good. You know, I mean, TNA has already had a good roster. Maybe now with some actual, you know, people that know storyline stuff, they can get help writing because they need it.
That's always been TNA's problem, yeah. That's
like, if you go back and watch the last couple of years, their writing, it is not good. Their backstage segments and all that stuff were real rough.
What do you
when
mean?
You have to put a belt on Bully Ray or Tommy Dreamer, yeesh. You know what I mean?
Hey, they're
Especially
ECW
like,
legends. They're ECW legends.
Tommy Dreamer can barely walk.
Yeah.
Bully Ray, he just has too many opinions for his own good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Busted Open.
No,
Love
they
it.
were both on Impractical Jokers. That means that means they get a payout because they know Sal and Q and Murr and Joe.
Didn't one of them leave?
One of them did. I couldn't tell you
which one.
I'm not exactly up to date on my Impractical Jokers.
I don't know.
Lost on my Joker lore, my lore.
Your lore?
Sounds delicious.
That sounds
gross.
You can't be talking about your lore in public.
Sorry.
I don't want to hear about your lore. I don't.
It happens to the best of us, okay?
Yeah, I can't stand there's a lot of shit you hear about like these guys, and for some reason Billy Ray Cyrus is just sounds like such an asshole.
Not even close to what his name is.
Billy Ray
close.
Cyrus? You mean Bubba Ray Dudley? Or I'm sorry, Bully Ray Dudley? I'm sorry. I don't want a dead name.
Yeah, that one.
He's always Bubba Ray to me.
Oh my god.
I'm from Philly. He's always Bubba. He's
Billy Ray Cyrus in a TLC match.
Dude, that'd be dope as fuck. That'd be dope as fuck. Billy Ray Cyrus in a TLC match. You think
he would fall off that ladder one time and die immediately?
Oh no,
Okay.
my achy breaky back.
Hey, honestly, if I could maybe see like Miley Cyrus somehow getting involved in the women's division. I don't know how, but I could see it just because I feel like she's down to just do weird shit.
Childhood crush. Love to see her in a Divas outfit. I'm all for it.
Can I rename myself Weird Shit? And then she can... Never mind.
Gross. I thought what I said was gross.
I don't know, man. I was just thinking like with the Hannah Montana stuff, like, you know, there's a gimmick there, you know?
Takes off her hair and we're like, it is Miley Cyrus. Oh my God.
It'll be
It
like
was me,
Sting
Austin.
taking off the Sting mask to reveal that it's Sting.
I love that gift. That's so stupid. We should do an episode in the future of just stupid wrestling shit. Because
Oh god,
WCW.
we could film hours and hours of that shit.
yeah, it would just be WC.
This week on Stupid Shit, WCW. Which part?
Starcade.
Yes.
Cool.
Speaking of stupid shit, how you guys feeling about the devil in AEW?
Oh boy, I was shocked.
Mr. Adam Cole.
Wow.
Baby.
if
Looks a
only I
lot
hadn't-
like Chugs.
He does. He does look a lot like Chugs.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
My goodness.
I think you're just seeing things.
I never realized that.
I'm not disappointed with the devil storyline. I
mean,
the fact that a 5-year-old could have written it would probably...
right. No,
you
like...
know.
And that's the thing, like, it makes sense. Like, I think it's a cool. I'm disappointed to see Wardlow in another faction. I feel like he should be a single star and he should have the spotlight on him. I like they're already being like, Wardlow's gonna win this title, and there's no way in hell he's handing it over to Adam Cole. Like, I just think that's funny as fuck. That anytime Adam Cole is like, and Wardlow's gonna give me the title when I'm good and healed, they just show Wardlow's face, and he's just like, nah. There's no way in hell. Like I love Wardlow. So like I love everybody in the faction. I think Wardlow should be solo though. I don't like that Adam Cole is the devil. I think while it makes sense and while I get why they did it, I feel like there was an opportunity to put anybody into that spotlight, and there was an opportunity to make anybody the guy in AEW. And especially, I mean, I know it kind of lined up a little bit weirdly, and obviously it wasn't planned, but like, especially with like Kenny Omega going out due to injuries, it's like you have another main event spot that's going to be open that you could Adam Cole was already up there. Like, he didn't need to be the devil, if that makes sense. He could have very easily have just been a henchman, and people would have been like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, like, he had a broken ankle. Of course he couldn't be the guy running everything. You know, he was at home for weeks. But, I mean, I guess, you know, in the world of pro wrestling, you don't really acknowledge the injury. You go, oh, yeah, he's a broken ankle, but he just sits in a chair when he cuts his promos. And everyone goes, yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, I get it.
I'm curious to see where it goes, but, and I know a lot of it is like injury based. Like, Adam Cole was injured. If he wasn't injured, I'm sure it would have been a little bit better of a reveal. Like, I'm sure original plans might have been a little bit better. I don't know. I feel like they hyped this up. The Adam Cole and MJF stuff was like fantastic with like the whole buddy stuff. It was actually great stuff to watch. And now this is here and it's just kind of like, okay, I guess, yeah, sure, all right, it's fine. Yeah, MJF's gone, and I don't know. It's not going to reach the peak it already had.
I almost wish they would have done the Adam Cole and MJF stuff longer, because it was so entertaining. There's been this period of time in wrestling where there's like the storyline that's grabbing you, and like for me, it was like the bloodline, like around WrestleMania when they were doing like all the mafia shit leading up to it, and like I was digging it, you know, and like I was tuning in every single week to see what was happening there, and then like with AEW and the Devil stuff, it's like, all right, cool, like I'm getting behind that, and it's like I want to get more of that. I feel like I don't want to, I'm not going after anyone's booking, because I feel like every promotion does this, but I feel like nowadays people are just too quick to pull the trigger instead of just writing out shit that's working. That does lead to some bad shit, like fucking Roman Reigns holding the belt for 3 years. I am not a fan of that. But as long as you know when to take your foot off of the gas, I feel like that's one thing that's missing, is just any wrestling company right now is just kind of not letting it play out as far as it could. And that's probably just a TV thing. I don't write TV shows. I don't fucking know. The wrestling's good. I love it. I'm critiquing it, but I watch it every week. I just wish that they would kind of let it play out a little bit more and just kind of let us have fun with it, you know?
Yeah,
so that kind of moves into something that a lot of people on the internet are having fun with at the moment. I would love to get the room's reactions, because I feel a certain way about it. What do you think about Jinder Mahal coming back after all of these months and immediately getting slingshotted into a world title match against Seth Rollins tonight on Monday Night Raw?
What the fuck?
They must be going back to India soon. They're going to go bump those stats or something.
I mean, realistically, that's all I can think of. I mean, listen, Jinder Mahal has been in the fucking headlines more than he has ever been in his entire life for like the past week. So good on him. He's obvious, like, we're talking about him, you know, like he's doing something. But
yeah, he's got Tony Khan pissing him off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's anything inherently that he did. I think it's just because everybody's reading Tony the wrong way about it, therefore propelling Jinder further into the spotlight.
Yeah, but Tony Khan gave Hook a bat signal, so it's fine. But dude, I love the Hook symbol. I love it. It's so fucking cool. It's so good. It's so stupid, but so good at the same time.
Good.
Where's our Hook? We need our hero. Oh, there he is. Just casually walking down the ramp and leaning on the turnbuckle. Yeah. I mean, just Jinder, oh man, his lack of personality besides and unfortunately it's the role he's been given too, which sucks, is that it's just, here's an Indian guy and he's going to be a bad guy. Okay, have fun with that. And that's his whole role. That's his whole gimmick, is he's an Indian bad guy.
Yep.
Okay. How about some depth to this dude? Because he's been the same thing for, 12 years now?
Ever since he came in as Khali's ring announcer, manager, whatever the fuck.
Wasn't he his valet? Translator / valet?
No, because the Great Khali had a translator. I just can't remember his name. If I guess I'm going to sound racist.
Hold on.
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, that guy.
Jinder Mahal. Hold on. I'm pulling him up. His kayfabe brother-in-law, the Great Khali.
That's what it was. It was his brother-in-law. He was rich and he married his sister. That's what it was. Man, has he always been a bad guy?
Yes.
Jesus.
Jinder Mahal's career goes kayfabe brother-in-law, the Great Khali, which is obviously so memorable. Then 3MB, and then steroids where he got pushed and becoming a champion. And then he was like WWE champion for like 6 months. And then he kind of hung around to the mid card for a little bit. And then they cut him like years ago.
And then the Great Khali killed someone.
He squished Rey Mysterio's head like a grape. You just
Ooh, I could do that to someone right about now.
What, squish my head? You want to squish my head with like a grape?
No, not you. You haven't done anything to piss me off yet.
Oh.
Keyword being yet.
Yet. But yeah, so we got Jinder Mahal. We talked about him earlier, but Hook, how you guys feeling about Hook?
Care, I don't watch it.
Not a Hook fan?
I'm just going to blanket statement. From my perspective, I didn't add anything too much about the devil. AEW has been kind of losing me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. It used to be, in my opinion, this big, bright variety show, big, varied, like different from WWE, all this, and it felt very much like their first title sequence, where it was all these splashes of color everywhere. And now everything's just sort of like a nice muted gray, and everything's just slowly starting to look very similar with each other, and it's starting to lose me. And I've really fallen into this pattern of just watching the bigger stuff, if you will. So my thoughts on Hook, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I'll keep this very short and sweet because I feel like that's what Hook would want. I'm very excited to see Hook in the WWE.
Oh.
Whenever it happens. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
He's so fucking young and so fucking good. He's going to be in the WWE. I am excited to see what he is able to do with WWE's production budget behind him.
Who is his manager?
Taz.
If he's in WWE.
Taz.
Or do you think WWE is going to bring Taz back too, though?
Yes.
God, no.
They're going to bring Taz back whenever AEW folds and Taz needs another paycheck. What the hell else is Taz doing besides just going, oh, Juji Katami. Oh, that's Yambag Jones. There you go. There's Taz. There you go. That's like he's going to be on WWE commentary as soon as AEW folds.
Hook, good in the ring. I want to see him in longer matches. I want to see him in a 30-minute match, personally.
Yes.
But the boy needs some voice. They need to get some voice in him ASAP, because right now he is just nothing. Like, he's great in the ring, and that's it. There's no voice behind him, no anything. Maybe
if Hook does ever go to the WWE, when he does, Hook and Paul Heyman.
I think that'd be a great idea.
You're not a Paul Heyman guy? Whoa, Jackal. Are you not a Paul Heyman guy?
It's not that I'm a Paul Heyman guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy used in scarcity. I feel like
Fair
just
enough.
because someone's cool coming in, oh, let's stick him with Paul. Okay, you could stick everybody that comes over from AEW with Paul. Like, just because they would look good with him doesn't mean they should be with him. Already with the Bloodline, already with Brock, already with Punk. I mean, fuck's sake, they saw Michael McGillicuddy and went, ooh, we'll give him the Paul. That'll make it work. They saw Ryback give him the Paul. Almost had a nice little makeout session. Ooh, we'll see how that turns out. I just want to say, like, Paul needs to be like the final boss of managers, you know, not a common tier. Paul is very much a legendary tier and needs to stay that way. So I would prefer Hook to go with someone early. Maybe he goes with he joins like the Paul Ellering stable, stays with them for a while, turns on them, then goes to Paul after he's established himself just a skosh.
Counterpoint to that, no. Paul Heyman, like Paul and Brock happened because of WWE. That makes sense. They wanted Brock to be the next big guy. That's how it went. Paul Heyman picked CM Punk. Paul Heyman was the one that went, CM Punk is my guy, and WWE went, no. You know, and don't get me wrong. I mean, the thing with the Bloodline has been overdone at this point for Paul Heyman. He should have moved on a while ago or disappeared and been a writer. I think Paul Heyman being there still is kind of like, okay, sure.
It's diminishing returns.
And I think as Roman Reigns becomes more unhinged, like, he should be like, I need the Bloodline, Paul. You are not a part of this Bloodline, and he kicks him out. You know, that's why. I mean, if Paul Heyman believes in Hook, if and or when Hook shows up, I think that would be the best thing for him, because you need somebody to focus that. You need somebody that can be like, you're this good. I know your dad. You've trained with your dad, which means that I can train you. And I think that would be the best case scenario for him, would be to be with Paul Heyman.
I think that makes plenty of sense. I will say, as someone from Philadelphia, I am obviously biased towards anything ECW. I fucking love it. When he came out for Raw 30, because I was there in person. He came out doing his wise man bloodline shtick, but Paul Heyman doesn't get booed in Philadelphia. Paul Heyman gets the loudest fucking ECW chants of the night, and we don't let him talk. Paul Heyman came out there with a microphone, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this was on TV or not, because it was right around that 7:59, 8 o'clock mark. Right before he started his promo, he pulls the mic up, and he knows exactly that we're going to cheer him, and he just goes, ECW is dead, and then he starts his promo. And it started off just with us all booing him. And that was the only time. I've seen Paul Heyman in person in Philadelphia many times. Anytime WWE comes to Philly, I'm there. Paul Heyman has usually been there lately. He doesn't get booed. He got booed. He's very good. I think he needs to be on TV as much as he wants to be on TV. I think if he wants to be on TV every week with Roman Reigns, he should be. I think if he wants to be on TV every week with somebody else, he should be. I think now that CM Punk is back, I don't think CM Punk and Paul Heyman should fucking talk until WrestleMania. I think the way Paul Heyman needs to be used in the WWE is not just as like a wise man and a consultant and an advocate to one person. I think he needs to be used as much as possible, because if they want him to be seen as this kind of end boss manager that you have, the greats of the great get him, he needs to be revered as such among everyone. And I don't know if he is when he's kind of viewed as Brock Lesnar's advocate, where he's just the mouthpiece, or Roman Reigns' wise man, where he's just the mouthpiece. At least with CM Punk could actually fucking talk and cut his own fucking promos, so Paul Heyman didn't have to carry him the whole way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Woo, baby, that was. I felt the heart. I felt that in there.
I have strong feelings about ECW. I have strong feelings. Listen. I watch a lot of it. I probably watch too much. So
there's no such thing.
There is no. We're all on a podcast about it, so there is no such thing, I guess.
The whole Paul Heyman thing aside, that doesn't bug me as much. What bugs me is this 10,000 day title reign that they show no signs of slowing down. Maybe Mania. They could finish the story at Mania, but also they're kind of like, yeah, but if he holds it for 6 more months, he'll beat Hogan's record. I mean, no, we could stop now. We can stop with this now. We should have stopped at last year's WrestleMania. That was the time to pull the trigger. Now it's just a dead reign, honestly.
I have no problem with a very long title reign. I have a problem with a long title reign by a part-time champion. This is the exact same problem, if not worse, that WWE found themselves in with Brock Lesnar when they had to put it on Roman Reigns, and he was like, I'm going to take it off this part-time champion. And now he's a part-time champion again. I think when we come to WrestleMania in April, I'm going to be there in person, and I am only going to leave happy if Cody Rhodes holds that fucking title over his head so we can finally have him complete the story and we can move on to something else, because it is time for LA Knight's time. And we need to just get past Roman Reigns. We need to put the title on other people so that way we can have champions that are full-time champions that are holding this title for as long as they possibly can.
I would just like to say, still in relation to Roman, but kind of on a slight side, I have no problem with long title reigns, but the fact that they're trying to do 6, 7, 8 different long title reigns at the same time alongside of each other, makes it real hard to watch. Like the time where Bianca was virtually undefeated, Gunther has had the Intercontinental Championship for some time, Roman had his title, Brock had his. It's like this. What's the point? What's the point? Because everybody at the top is just not losing, and you expect the champions to keep winning and retaining, and that doesn't make for good TV, because what's the point of me tuning in? You're not building up reliable challengers. Like, for God's sakes, bless his heart, Drew McIntyre has been 0-13 in title matches since he lost the WWE Championship. 0-13. That's not good. That's not how you build people up. You want to have believable challengers. If you're going to have them keep losing to these undefeated streaks, I don't care. Like anyone going up against the Intercontinental Champion right now, I don't care, because he's beaten everybody so much. Name me anybody. The only time you're going to have somebody that's going to knock off Gunther is if they drop down from the main event scene, and they're going to see that as a demotion. So even so, he's had that title reign. They're like, okay, well, I was competing with Roman, but now I have to go to the mid-card and fight with Gunther. Bianca finally lost her reign, and now I love her to death. She's mommy, but Rhea Ripley's on this long title reign. She's defended it maybe 6 times. Thankfully, she's doing it more as of late. No clue what they're doing with Seth. Seth had been fighting the Judgment Day for 9 fucking months straight, and that's starting to get real old because he's probably going to get cashed on by Damian Priest tonight.
Yeah. So to that point, who should beat Rhea?
That is a great question.
Nobody answered.
Not building anybody
That's
up?
That's what I mean. That's why she still has it. And unfortunately on Raw, there's not many people that should hold it. Like, they still haven't brought back the one person that should have beat her, which is Shayna, because she beat Shayna in NXT. That would have been a gold storyline. But they still haven't even brought Shayna back to being fucking serious. Shayna should be the one to beat her, which is unfortunate because in NXT, she was unstoppable. Same with Asuka in NXT, or Asuka in New Japan, or Asuka pretty much anywhere else except for WWE. WWE had a real knack for ruining strong women because they're probably scared of them, you know? But it's just, Gunther, I get what they did there. You know, they wanted to put the longest reign on somebody current. Who's going to beat him at this point? Doesn't matter. Whoever after him is going to make it irrelevant again, unless it's somebody like Chad Gable. Seth Rollins is going to lose to CM Punk. We all know that. And I still think, me and Jackal had this conversation the other day, I still think their best case scenario, if they're going to do The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, which is so lazy, but if they're going to do that, you have Roman drop it at Rumble to Orton. Orton wins it, and then Cody, who's been finishing his story since he's been back, which he's been really great at so far, faces Orton for the title. So if he's going to finish the story, it's going to be with the person that he was with the most. Makes for a good story there. Makes for a good finish to a story there. Instead of having LA Knight win it and then we go, okay, now what? Or AJ Styles win it and we go, okay, now who does AJ face? If it's Cody beating Orton, everybody goes, oh, that makes sense. Either the other two winning, you're like, all right, okay.
I would love to see Cody versus Randy. I think that'd be great. I agree with you. I don't think they should do Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. I understand that they want it to kind of be seen as the biggest match ever or whatever, but we would only be watching it. That's why I'm taking the belt off of Roman, because The Rock clearly shouldn't hold the belt. And Roman said, once this title reign is done, he's stepping away. Which makes sense. I mean, the dude still has, because it doesn't go away, leukemia. You know, he fought it, came back, and hasn't lost since, which I'm sure this is basically his farewell tour, because I doubt leukemia makes you stronger. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, even to that point, granted, it's been the Twitter rumors, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But to that point, people have been saying that, like, probably the reason why Roman is kind of part-time right now is just because he can't do it full-time. It's just not there, which I think is totally understandable. I'm not, like, if that is truly the reason, I'm not holding him accountable.
If you're going to have him face The Rock, I mean, and you're going to have this for the head of the table match, and that's what you can call it, something stupid and cheesy like that.
Oh, for
sure.
Head
of the table match. That way you have people like Jay, like Jimmy, like Solo. You bring in Rikishi, you bring in anybody else you can to make this match as big as possible when you have The Rock versus Roman. There's no belt on the line. You don't have to worry about a part-time champion, because if The Rock wins it, clearly he's not going to hold on to it for, a cup of coffee. The only way you keep the belt on Roman, you have The Rock beat him. You have, I guess, Damian, because he's still holding the Money in the Bank, which is super relevant apparently. And then you have Damian beat The Rock, and then all of a sudden Damian's champion, and then we still go, okay.
Now what?
I feel bad for Damian Priest. I feel like he should have cashed in like 3 months ago. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? Damian Priest should have cashed in. We're gonna wind the clocks back a little bit. We're gonna walk back to January 1st, Raw Day 1, when Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins had their match. First of all, Drew McIntyre should have won. Okay, we get Drew McIntyre, and I think we could have Drew McIntyre realistically maybe be the champion going into Rumble. I think there's no reason why he couldn't hold it at least for that long. And then I think you could have Damian cash in at Rumble and kind of pull like a little bit of like a heist of the century shit, because people will be like, well, Damian just won. Surely they're not going to, or Drew just won. Surely they're not going to take it off him. And then they just cash in because, you know, fucking Money in the Bank. Why not? But I really feel like they've missed the mark with Damian Priest. I feel like he had a lot of, a lot of popularity kind of coming out of Backlash. I feel like a lot of that is what led into him. I think a lot of that popularity is what led to him winning the Money in the Bank. But I feel like
Backlash where he fought
Bad Bunny. That was great. Yeah. I love that. That was a great match. They missed the fucking mark. They missed the mark on having him cash in. They should have done that like 3 or 4 months ago.
Absolutely. And I mean, if he's still going to cash in, they're going to have to really build him back up somehow, because they had him at such a high, and I think he would have done really well. But now I think you all of a sudden have that, well, he's getting challenged for it. He's getting challenged for the Money in the Bank, and now it's going to be Drew?
He's got to bring back out his demon side. Remember when Damian Priest was like half demon, half angel?
That was a little weird. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't vibe with it.
That was probably the stupidest one I ever. That was one of the dumb
shoot
ones.
Arrows.
That was his thing.
Yeah, he's an archer of infamy. He still does that. He does a little, boo, shoots a little arrow.
It's my favorite.
But you know, pawn the Money in the Bank off on somebody like Drew instead, and then have Drew just absolutely annihilate Punk or Cody or whoever and win the belt at WrestleMania, because Drew still deserves a moment in front of the fans.
What if what if when they swapped out the briefcase for the Senior Money in the Bank briefcase, what if it's not the real one? What if the contract is still in the regular one?
Well, that's the dumbest part, is that they still show him holding both sometimes.
Oh,
that doesn't sound like unfortunate. That sounds like foreshadowing. There's 2 briefcases.
I hope, but that's the problem, is he's still holding both. I think if that's going to happen, he has to go, hey, have you seen the original one? And they're like, what do you mean? You are Senor. He's like, I'm talking about the one that I won. And then all of a sudden you see like Drew or somebody running to the ring with it.
Do you think it's too late to put it on R-Truth? Can we get R-Truth the Money in the Bank somehow?
Never. It's never too late.
No, you know what I hope for R-Truth? I hope he challenges somebody for the 24/7 title at WrestleMania.
Oh my god. Dude, if they bring back the 24/7 title, I'm losing my fucking voice. If they bring that back, you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me. Listen, I'll send you guys tickets. I'll send you guys like a seating chart. That way you know where I am. No, I'm not sending you tickets. No. I'll send you.
We're all getting tickets to WrestleMania.
No. What we need to get Patreons first. We need to get money first. With where I am, it is very possible that I may be under a camera. And so I think I'm not like near hard cam or anything, but just where they normally put some of their sweeping cameras. I might be under it, which means my audio might get picked up in like 90% of the pay-per-view if I just yell loud enough. So that's my plan.
That's the goal.
Just in the back, we're gonna hear bullshit.
Whenever there's a shitty match, you're just gonna hear, listen to 3 count out.
Yeah, there it is.
Bring a sign. No, I don't want to get thrown out. I brought a sign to Raw 30 that I wasn't allowed to put up.
What was it?
Well, see, you don't even have to say the podcast. You just
sucks eggs.
No.
You could have a sign that says like 3 counting out. It would just be like
logo.
I mean, it is wrestling based. They might buy it.
For those wondering, the sign was twitch.tv/AirofU1. They wouldn't let me do it. They saw me bringing it in, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't have a fucking link on a sign, dude." And I was like, "But I can though." And then they took it away, and I was like, "All right, whatever."
Twitch channel, you fuckface.
Yeah, come on. Listen,
They don't want self-promoting.
we're free marketing for them.
Bastards.
We talk about WWE. They get free promotion. It's a win-win.
Well, as Raw is about ready to start here in 7 minutes, as the Eagles are gearing up for their first playoff game of the season, I think it's high time we wrap this bitch up.
Yeah.
My closing thoughts, I am ready for the Lions in the next round as we take on the winner of this game. I hope it's the Eagles so we can have the Civil War podcast next week. I hope that Raw tonight, I hope Jinder loses and then leaves WWE again. That would make me happy. And I am ready for another fun week of football. Fuck the Rams. Fuck the Vikings. Go Lions.
And I guess I'll just capitalize on that note. I'm, as officially seen, Bills have advanced forward. Let's see if the Eagles can do it, because I do want to see that. I really want to see that bad. I want to see Eagles and Lions head to head at home. Yeah, let's see how that goes. And I can't wait for Jinder Mahal to win the World Heavyweight Championship and then take it to AEW. God, it's gonna be great.
Oh.
If that happens, I'll poop my pants. And I'll poop your pants. Yeah, I still want the Lions to make it all the way. That would make me quite the happy boy. That being said, they win, Eagles win, makes for a good game next week. God, I hope Jinder just gets absolutely destroyed. Just 8 curb stomps in a row. And then they send him somewhere where he doesn't have to try and talk on TV because he is booty at it.
Ooh, yeah.
I will say, fly, Eagles, fly. On the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hit them low. Hit them high. And watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. On the road to victory.
That was beautiful.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, baby! We'll see you guys next week when we'll be talking about the NFL Week 2 playoffs. And we'll be doing a little bit of Royal Rumble. Well, a lot of bit of Royal Rumble and talking. We'll see you guys next time. Linktree.com/3counting-out podcast. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating. It helps us out all out. Thank you so much. Oh, no, this week my shoulders are pinned to the mat. Oh, no!
1, 2, 3. It's over. It's over. Ring the bell.